9PM by Afnan. This is probably one of the most recommended out there, one of the most must-haves in people's fragrance collections. Let's talk about it. Off the top, this is giving fruity and cinnamony and fresh. This is a freshie, and this is a very light fragrance, a delicate fragrance. It's very nice on the nose. It is both unassuming but beautiful. What I really like about it is that it has a flower base to it, but it's not really overly flowery, if that makes sense. I really like the scent profile of this, especially when you first spray it. I think what I like about this is that it has a candied fruit vibe, supported by some citrus, supported by some cinnamon, supported by some flowers, all that together. But the candied fruit is kind of taking center stage here. It smells very, very sweet and flowery, but beautiful and unassuming. I really like the original spray of this. It's really nice. So let's talk about the top notes of this. They are apple, cinnamon, wild lavender, and bergamot. The middle notes are orange blossom and lily of the valley, and the base notes are vanilla, tonka bean, amber, patchouli. Those are all the notes here. For me, when you originally spray this, what you're getting the most are the apple and the bergamot kind of like being center stage here, supported by the flowery notes, which is the lily of the valley. The vanilla is there and the tonka bean are there. And then there's a slight spice there and slight patchouli there that gives it a little bit of an oomph. It's like a fruit cocktail. This is to smell like a fruit cocktail. This is supposed to be a dupe for Jean Paul Gaultier's Ultra Male. Hopefully I get this correct because I said one incorrect a while ago and people got on my case. So this is supposed to be Jean Paul Gaultier's Ultra Male. I don't have that, so I can't compare it directly, but I can talk about this scent as its own thing. This scent has the same situation that I have with a lot of freshies or a lot of scents that are aromatic or fresh. It's that even though I really, really love the scent, it seems to have an issue with longevity for me, or at least maybe I become nose blind to it after a while, because the opening is beautifully fruity, beautifully powerful, and it is a joy to have on my body. But once this dries down at the 2-hour mark, more or less, the vanilla comes in, the fruitiness kind of dies down a little bit, and it all intermingles to create a very nice experience. But my problem here is that this is at the point where the performance kind of takes a hit, and the projection, which is very strong at the beginning, it starts at 6 foot, it starts to die down, turns into like 3 feet, becomes more intimate, and this is where I start to feel like it starts becoming, I become nose blind to it, or I feel like it starts dying down very quickly after that. So then at that point it goes from like 3 feet to 2 feet to 1 foot to skin scent by hour, maybe 5 or 6, and then it's just there as a skin scent for the rest of the day. It stops projecting, so it definitely needs a respray. This happens to me a lot with like most of the freshies that I've been getting. I don't know why. To me, the freshies don't seem to be lasting as long as they say online that they should. This is a significantly sweet smell, so if you're not a sweet lover, this is something that you might have to take into consideration. The longevity is pretty decent on this. Like I said, it's 6 hours till it turns into a skin scent, so you need to reapply this. This is not a full day wear kind of thing. It also doesn't stay on your clothes forever. This is something that I couldn't perceive on my clothes the day after, so this is not something you need to wash off. This is something that needs to be resprayed for longevity. So it's a moderate performer. Not even moderate, I think it's a mid-moderate performer, so something less than great. It's not an expensive scent. Since it's so popular, that the price point is very low for this, maybe $25, $30, $35. You can get it online on a sale if you're looking for it. So it's very affordable and very popular. Every time I do a review, a lot of you ask me about how things compare to other scents, and especially scents that you have. I decided to do a giveaway. How's that gonna work? I created a form that's gonna be in my YouTube description. All you have to do is complete the form, which is writing your name, writing what fragrance you're interested in, and how you want me to contact you. 1 week after I posted that video, I will contact 3 individuals from that form and get their shipping information to send them a 2 milliliter decant of the fragrance I was talking about. If you're not sure that the notes I'm mentioning and the vibe that I'm describing works for you, you can test it out for yourself now. You don't have to blind buy the scent. And then be ready to get your decant in the mail. People love this online because it's cost effective, the scent profile is really good, and people love that it is a very strong compliment getter. I didn't really get any compliments while wearing this, but I did notice that people had a pleasant reaction to it. Like I noticed them sniffing the air and not reacting negatively to it. But I didn't get any positive reactions to it. It was just a general positive vibe around it. It's also very versatile because the positive side of not being a super strong projector is that it doesn't take over a room, it doesn't choke people out. So that's the trade-off. If you have a very strong projector, you can't use it everywhere. If you have a moderate to mid projector, you can almost use it almost anywhere. So that's a negative / positive critique for this. It can be very versatile. In terms of negatives, people obviously are not enthused by the lack of projection and longevity here. Also, people criticized after the hour 2 mark, like I mentioned before, after the dry down, this becomes a fairly linear scent. So you have the burst of fruitiness at the beginning, and then after the dry down, it becomes a fairly linear fruity, vanilla, spicy scent that doesn't really variate that much. It doesn't really grow, or it doesn't have much nuance to it. Some users online have mentioned that this is sweet to the point of almost being feminine, but I think that's just people being overly critiquey or nitpicky about this. I don't think this is so sweet that can be considered feminine. I think people are just being a little bit excessive in their critique. This is not that sweet. This is not a gourmand sweet. This is nowhere near that. This is just a freshie that's sweet. That's it. To me, the kind of person that would wear this is the person that gives off a boyish charm kind of person. So this is like the flirty smile, the coquette kind of guy, like always with a wink and a smile, that kind of person.
Here comes the smolder.
To me, this is a solid 7.5 out of 10. This is not a huge performer, and that's unfortunate. The scent is really good at the beginning, and then it turns kind of linear, which is also a bummer. But overall, this is very nice, and this is something that I would carry around in a travel spray, and this is something that I would not hesitate to gift someone, because I think it almost has universal appeal. I think almost anybody would love it. So again, a 7.5, good, not great. It was a missed opportunity in terms of projection and longevity, but I understand why people really like it. I don't think it's something that I would put immediately in my rotation of scents that I would use every day. What do you guys think? Are you one of the people that are in the horde of people who love this scent, or are you one of the dissenters like me? Remember that scents are subjective. What you like is not necessarily what I like. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, and always remember to smell your best. See ya.